Italy have booked a place in the final at Wembley on Sunday against either England or Denmark. Guys, what a game yesterday. And of course today we're gonna go through the 5 things we learned after Italy against Spain. Let's go. Let's just get straight into this, guys, because we have so much to talk about. Number 1, Emerson. Guys, we were worried about Spinazzola's replacement after Leonardo Spinazzola got his Achilles tendon ruptured and he will be out until the New Year's probably. And Emerson, we were shaking. Like, what's gonna happen with Emerson and how capable is that guy on the left, especially comparing to that standard of Spinazzola during this tournament. But in my opinion, he is a very capable replacement, especially offensively. Defensively, of course, you can question that, but offensively, I think he had the intelligence and the smartness to go forward, to connect with Insigne. Of course, in the final third, he was kind of flustered, almost like nervous what he's going to do with the ball. Now suddenly I'm alone against 3-4 Spanish defenders, what I'm going to do? And then of course he scuffs it and loses the ball, but the initiative, the power, the drive from Emerson, I like that. And arguably Italy's best player in first half. Of course, in the second half, it's a totally different story, my friends. Number 2, and this is a big one. It's not about the possession, it's what you do with it. Guys, granted, Spain were the better team, both technically and tactically for the most part of the game. However, it's what you do with the ball in the final third that matters. Oyarzabal, what a waste. We'll come back to that a bit later. How many chances did Spain miss? I mean, first you have to get past the Italian defense. That is a huge task in itself. And then you have to face Donnarumma. And then you even actually have to score as well. And they didn't do that, of course, up until Morata arrived on the pitch. But so many chances wasted, and Italy were dangerous on the break. Once they got the numbers forward, once Insigne was included in a build-up play with Emerson. And then, of course, Chiesa just unleashing his power in the second half and being that unpredictable Chiesa as he always is. You know, it's just looked always more dangerous with Italy on the break. And towards the end of the game, of course, it was a stalemate and only 1-1. But it could easily been 2-2, 3-3, because there are chances both ways. But Italy looked just slightly more dangerous on the break, in my opinion. And as I said, they were also better tactically, with Luis Enrique outclassing Roberto Mancini. But of course, towards the end of the game, it all fizzled out into nothing because both sides were more worried of not conceding rather than scoring. And this is why we had that penalty shootout. Gotta give praise to Spanish Olmo and Pedri yesterday. Quality players, great future ahead of them. Wow, especially Pedri. Mamma mia, he was strolling around like prime Xavi, like prime Iniesta. It was just beautiful, beautiful. And he's only 18. Mamma mia, guys, only 18. I was wondering what to do with my life when I was 18. This guy has it all figured out already. Number 3, my guys, Morata. We have to talk about Alvaro Morata. Is he a villain or is he a hero or is he something in between? First and foremost, they did not start with a clear-cut striker up front. There was no Morata, no Moreno. Morata was on the bench, came on off the bench, and of course, as you all know, scored against Italy. And, well, he was suddenly a hero for the Spanish national side. And unfortunately, he was one of those 2 who did not score in the penalty shootout, Olmo being the other one. However, there will be people blaming Morata for all this, and there will be probably blaming him unjustly, because this is also, first and foremost, this is a guy who actually got you to the extra time, to the penalty shootout, because Oyarzabal failed miserably with those great chances that he got. But in my opinion, if we're gonna turn this into a Juve discussion, he is just not the guy to trust all the way up front. Yes, we have to accept that he is joining Juve for another season with Dybala there, with Cristiano there. Yes, he will probably score some goals, but I cannot rely on a player that inconsistent. We know last season he was very inconsistent. One game he was great, the second one he was absolutely trash. So this is the thing with Morata, unfortunately. In the span of 120 minutes plus PKs, first he's a hero and then he's suddenly a villain for missing the PK. It's not about the PK itself, but it's just it draws us the perfect picture of Morata as a player. Unfortunately, inconsistent. Number 4, my friends, Ciro Immobile. We have to talk about this again. Ciro Immobile is a system player. When Italy were playing deep, trying to defend against the technical players from Spain, Ciro Immobile was left more or less all alone all the way up front. To be fair, it's a very hard job to do, to be left all alone up there. And Ciro Immobile needs service, needs support from the midfield. He didn't get that at all. Andrea Belotti is a much better choice in my opinion if we're gonna sit back and just invite the pressure and hope to clear the long balls towards Belotti. I think Belotti is a better player of holding on to the ball rather than Ciro Immobile. Had another stinker in my opinion yesterday, although he had an assist to Federico Chiesa's beautiful curler, but Andrea Belotti suits to this style of play which we saw yesterday better than Immobile, which begs the question again, is he just a system player and it only applies to certain way of playing? Well, so far it does seem that way. And then finally guys, number 5, and we have to talk about this once again, midfield. Completely outclassed by Spain. Verratti, Jorginho and Barella. Barella had an absolute stinker yesterday. Was completely caught out of possession, did not follow his line, and it was very, very frustrating to watch him just being dispossessed and giving the balls away like it was a friendly. And I'm surprised that Mancini waited that long to sub him off. Luckily for Italy, of course, it only ended up being 1 conceded goal and not more, but it could have been so much more with Barella just giving the balls away like that. Pessina, Locatelli, well, maybe it's your time to shine in the final, huh? Let's see. But guys, Barella needs to do better in that midfield 3. That's it guys, Italy are in the final. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but they are in the final. And it looked much more dangerous than it was supposed to be, of course. Spain playing 120 minutes against Switzerland, against Croatia, and now against Italy. Finally, they stop here, but Italy continue all the way to the final on Sunday against either England or Denmark. Buckle up, my friends, this is gonna be so crazy. Of course, it's gonna be a watch along for that game. Of course, so join me then. Until then, fino alla fine, Forza Italia, and, well, Juve.